Hey Lynn, Lori Camp with Soul Sisters Digital Design. Thanks for our one-to-one yesterday. I wanted to get this video out to you, so I'm shooting it to really show you what your competition is doing with their digital presence and how improving yours can help you bring more customers in. I just wanted to pull up a picture of you since you didn't have a website and you have a beautiful family. But let's kind of get to it. Now, how Google knows what you do and where you are depends on how easily they can find out that information. So, when you're talking about a website, Google looks for three things. Let's look at one of your competitions. It looks for three things: content, backlinks, and citations. Much of those same things actually help with getting into the Google Map Pack as well. So, that's really what I'm going to talk about and concentrate on in this video. Now, when I'm talking about content, all I'm referring to is the words and images on a website. So Google likes to see between 1,500 and 2,000 words, kind of at a minimum, to give it a good idea about you, about what you do, where you are. The exact amount is going to truly depend on the competition and the number of keywords needed. So what is a keyword? A keyword is really anything someone might type into Google looking for a particular service or product. So to give an example, like when I typed in insurance agent, Gainesville, Florida, um, what pops up first is usually a map. This is a map pack, is what we call it. And then below that is what we term organic results. Organic, all that means is not paid. Well, Google uses that content to be able to figure out like where you belong in the map pack, right? And also they prioritize ranking locally, so it's also going to affect like kind of where you sit in the um, or in the organic results too. But content is what allows you to really let Google know what you want to be found for. So when you place those keywords all throughout your page, you tell Google exactly what kind of people might be interested in your service or your product. So for you, if you are an insurance agent in Gainesville, Florida, you would want that to be all over the website. Now, I don't have your website because you don't have one yet, but let's take a look at one of the top competition, which was McGriffWilliams.com. So if we look at their page, they've got some content on here, but they don't actually have enough. In fact, when I put this into a word counter, they only have about 483 words on that page, which is really not enough. So that is one area that you could easily beat them just by coming up to what Google looks at as the standard. One of the other websites on that organic page was this Hub International Insurance Agency in Gainesville, and they have a little bit more content, but still probably not to the threshold. Now let's take a look at this search again. So like I said, this top part is a map pack. So how you get onto this map pack is you need to make sure that you have a Google business page. So there's a Google business page and you need to make sure it is optimized and filled out correctly and completely. And then from there, there's some other things that come into play. So reviews are one. So you want to have a good amount of reviews. You want to have a good score for your reviews. And you also want to have citations. So what a citation is anywhere your name, address, and phone number appear in a directory. And I think when we were chatting, I pointed out that like this trustedchoice.com is actually a directory. So this would be something that we would want to make sure that you were listed in. So the idea behind that really is that your brand, your company begins to be found by Google all over the internet. It's like the more directories you get, the larger your online presence is. And when that happens, the more Google trusts you. So that's kind of like, that's how you get ranked in these map pack. And then below that is what we call organic results. Now let's take a look at really the impact of these top people are and what their websites look like. So we already talked about content for McGriff, but let's analyze it from a back-end tool that I use called RFs. So I can see when I do this that they are currently ranking for 1.7 thousand keywords, and it's driving about 1,000 unique visitors to their website per month. But this is over their whole domain. Let's click through and see really what those keywords look like, because I can drill down and see. A lot of this is probably specific to just kind of insurance terms, like agreed value versus actual cash value. My guess is that's probably from a blog. Yep, sure is. Um, and then some people are searching directly for them. What these numbers mean is, like, for example, wind mitigation inspection. So people are searching that particular term 5,000 times per month. Well, McGriff happens to be in the 8th position for that term. So because of that, 128 people are finding them per month for that keyword alone. You really want to be, for any keyword that you're focusing on, hopefully in the top 10. There are 10 spots on any Google results page. So once you get past 10, those results really drop off. Like, people aren't really going to find you because nobody goes past the first page if they can help it, generally speaking. So that is keywords. So the other, and so that really relates to that content. The last piece of the puzzle is what we call backlinks. So all a backlink is a hyperlink from one website coming back to yours via clickable or hyperlinked text. So these links, they act like an endorsement of your website from other websites, and Google uses that again to build trust in your brand and your business by seeing other businesses vouch for you. So it's kind of like a popularity contest. The person with the most wins the people. But not all links are created equal. So it's really worth noting that Google will prioritize and rank high, count more if the links coming into your site are relevant to your industry and also powerful in their own right. And obviously local, again, because they prioritize local, works best. So if we look at McGriff Williams, we can see that they have 870 different websites coming into theirs. But you can have a lot of different domains. So one of the things I like to do, rather than concentrating on these numbers per se, is looking at these scores. So this UR and DR really reflect, they try to mimic the algorithm for Google. And the UR kind of says, how much do we trust you on a scale of 0 to 100? And the DR is more like, how powerful is your website on a scale of 0 to 100? So this allows me to compare apples to apples when I'm looking at different websites. So in this case, 34 out of 100 is a pretty good score. So Google does trust them pretty well. They must have some good links coming in. And powerful wise, they're also pretty good. I will tell you that ideally, you want to be just as trustworthy as you are powerful. So we call this kind of the golden ratio when these are pretty close to 1. And so this is actually really close. 34 to 35, that's a very, if you were to divide those out, that'd be very close to 1. So this is a good backlink profile. Let's take a look at this hub industries at those same kind of categories. They are ranking for 88 keywords, and we can even drill down and look at those. So insurance, Gainesville, Florida, they're number 3 for that. So 90 people per month are searching for them, and that's getting them, this term is being used 90 times per month. So because they're number 3, they're getting 10 unique visitors per month on average. The other piece of their puzzle has to do with, again, their backlinks. So for UR, they're decent on the on the trust ratio, and they're really on the, high on the power ratio, but these numbers are not close together. So there's some disconnects there that will affect the ranking. Bottom line, once you have kind of these different aspects of your digital presence, and once the content for your websites and your Google business pages and the backlinks and the citations, when all of that comes together, you start ranking higher and higher, both in your website and in your Google business page. And because of that, more customers find you. So if you'd like to find out more, or you want to kind of work on establishing that digital profile and presence, and get you going in that respect, let's set up a time to chat further, and we will talk about kind of your goals and what might be realistic for your business and how to help you reach those goals. Again, Lori Camp, Soul Sisters Digital Design, 352-235-9803. Talk to you soon.